What's up, everyone? Welcome to the fourth episode of Doors Coding School podcast. Today, we're going to talk about why you should focus on the fundamentals. I'm a big fan of UFC. So, UFC, for those who don't know what it is about, is MMA, mixed martial arts. So, it's a mix of all martial arts. And this weekend, there was a really cool fight between two female fighters, and one of them submitted the other with a pretty beginner move. So it's a jiu-jitsu arm lock. I don't know how to do it, but a lot of jiu-jitsu people say it's something you'll learn in your first month of class. And she submitted a world-class fighter with a basic move. And that gave me the idea of doing this podcast about focusing on the fundamentals. I think in any new skill, what I observe is that people want to move too fast. People think that they need to learn the latest technologies, everything that is new. But the truth is, you can do most of things with the meat and potatoes of that skill, with the basics. So in programming, what I see is that people want to learn new frameworks, new programming languages, but a lot of students don't have the fundamentals well exercised. So what I mean by fundamentals is for loops, if and else statements, logic, strings slicing. This is not something really cool. People don't dream of doing for loops or if and else statements, but you need to do hundreds of problems with those topics. And what I see too often is people wanting to learn a framework or build an app, but they don't have the basics. So how can you practice the basics? First, you can take a hard course. As I always say here on YouTube or in my podcast, focus on hard courses from top universities. So I recommend CS50 or MIT Introduction to Computer Science using Python. Another great website where you can practice the fundamentals, and I use with all my students, is codingbat.com, or you can Google it, codingbat.com. It was created by a Stanford professor who saw that a lot of students move on to upper level computer science classes without the fundamentals. So over there you have both problems in Python and in Java, and there's 100 problems each focusing on the fundamentals. What I do with my students is pretty much do 90% of the Python problems over and over again. It gets tiring, it's boring, but it's necessary. So my tip this week is stop focusing on the super fancy stuff. Make sure you got the fundamentals. Can you do coding bat problems with ease? Is it super comfortable, or do you have to struggle? Do you have to Google a lot of things? That's why I admire a school in Japan that teaches math to students all over the world called Kumon. They teach you math by doing repetition over and over again of the fundamentals. And everyone who I know who took Kumon for a long time is very good at math, because they didn't focus on super fancy stuff. They thought about automating the fundamentals. So that's it, guys. If you want to get an ebook on how to become a coder in 2021, check the description below. And I hope to see you in the next episodes of Doors Coding School podcast. See you soon.